Hey guys, it's Murph. I just wanted to do a short review real quick and overview of the Joying. I got the universal 10.1 inch head unit. It's an Android head unit. It's a double din. I'm in a Toyota Tundra, second generation. It's an '08. If you've seen one of my previous videos, I had an Eonon head unit and it was just total garbage. It lagged like crazy. I couldn't get the buttons to light up. After I finally pulled the radio all the way back out again to hook up the illumination wire, the buttons would light up again, but then the buttons stopped working. I couldn't get the buttons to work again after resetting it, going into factory settings, so on and so on. It was just a total headache of a head unit. I think I paid $250 for it, or $230, something like that. This one was $380, I believe, and it's just 10 times a better head unit. I believe the Eonon was a 4-core with 2 gigs of RAM. This is a 8-core with 4 gigs of RAM and has 64 gigabytes of built-in storage. As you can see, I have the Agama launcher. It works great. If you're going to pick a launcher, I would definitely suggest this one. You can have it do your miles per hour and do a trip. I believe my trip resets every day. You can change it to do different things. It comes with built-in navigation through, I don't know if you can see the iGo app. And the nice thing about this app is you don't need data for it to work. So as long as your GPS is hooked up, which this comes with GPS, it works fine. I do have a SIM card in this one for data. And just to go over the SIM card stuff real quick before I forget, I'm using an AT&T SIM card and I only get H+ speeds, which is basically 3G. They say, if you go, I bought mine on eBay, and if you go into the description for it, it'll tell you what bands work with the head unit and what ones don't. And unfortunately, up by me, I have two choices: Verizon or AT&T. Sprint and T-Mobile aren't an option, and Sprint's going to be gone anyway. It's just T-Mobile now, but so that's the thing. It works without data, like I said. So anyways, AT&T works. It's 3G only, as you can see. T-Mobile might be an option where you live, or I'm not sure if Verizon would work with it. Usually these unlock things from overseas. Verizon doesn't work good with, but you could maybe give it a shot. So I said it, like I said, it has the navigation with no data. The Bluetooth works good. You have Bluetooth to your phone, Bluetooth music. I can just show you real quick. You go to phone, got your phone set up. I talked to the microphone built into the screen here. It works okay, but you got to make sure there's no other noise in the cabin. You can hook up a separate mic and then put it somewhere in the vehicle. That's up to you. I just don't want to hook up a separate mic. I don't like having wires all over and stuff hanging all over. So the mic in the screen is usable. What else? Sound is good. The one thing I did like is I have aftermarket 6x9s in the front doors, but I have stock speakers in the back. And you can adjust the bass front and back separate. So I have higher bass on the front speakers. So that worked nice. It's got a lot of settings for that. Let me see if I can find the music settings. Here's the Equalizer. It's got this. Surround. One of these it doesn't let you use. Yeah, surround has been closed. It's not even an option. But you got the bass front and back. So see how I got the front? It's hard to see on this. It's so bright. It's getting washed out, but it's different bass in the front and back. Field, you can change the position where the music's playing in the car. Have a certain area louder than another. You got a bass filter. I don't think I'm using that. Go back. The buttons work good. This button for volume up is a little low, so you actually press low and it goes up. It's hard to see, but I'm pushing under the lit up button. I think you can adjust that if you really want to, but I've just gotten used to it. GPS works great. Like I said, the 3G is nice because Android Auto, it does work with Android Auto through a wire. I have my wires set up right here underneath. I got my 2 USBs. I just took out one of these little square things. It's hard to see here. And then put my USBs in there. So you got wired Android Auto, wired CarPlay, or wireless CarPlay. If you want to do wireless Android Auto, you can download Head Unit Reloaded. It works with that. But when you do that, you're going to have to go through your phone, enable developer options in the Android Auto app, and then start a Head Unit server through the Android Auto app every time you decide to hook up to Head Unit Reloaded wireless. But what I was about to say was, with the data on the head unit, I just use my Pandora through the head unit, my Google Maps on the head unit, and all that stuff. And, you know, I always have the 3G, or if I'm somewhere AT&T doesn't work, I can use my Verizon service on my personal cell phone, use my hotspot. That's kind of why I went with AT&T through the head unit, because I have Verizon on my phone. So up where I live, it's the best of both worlds. If one's not working, most likely the other one is. Trying to think. You can adjust the colors of the buttons, so I got them to match, you know, the colors in the vehicle. The only one problem I had with this was the head unit, the way it mounts. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't, but there's clips on the back. If you look up Joying Systems, it clips in. It has 4 clips that clip in, and on a Tundra, there's such a big gap, the clips wouldn't reach from the screen. You just have a ribbon cable that plugs into the screen, which has plenty of length. You can actually have it out a couple feet. But the clips have to clip right in, and they're not very long. They're like that long. So I had to actually make extenders to hold the clips to be able to reach the main brain of the head unit, because the screen wouldn't stay attached. And I guess years ago, Joying used to sell these head units with extenders in case you had a deep head unit setup like the Tundra does, but they don't do it anymore. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have a deep setup, you might have to figure something out to get it connected. But other than that, it's been a great experience. I love the head unit. I know Joying, they just came out with a new 10.1 version that doesn't have the buttons built into the screen or the mic and stuff. And it's hard to see, but the actual lit up screen part, you can tell it's about this deep from the glass. So it's like an old cell phone where the screen's not touching the glass. If you use a newer phone, you can kind of tell it's more clear because there's no depth between the LCD screen and the glass. So on the new one, it's closer. It's got a little bit higher resolution and some upgraded specs. That just came out. We're in October of 2020, just so you have an idea if you're watching this in the future. So they just came out with a new one, but it's not that big of a jump. It has Android 10. This is Android 8.1. It's not a big enough jump that I think I would have to have it. This one works just fine, and I don't think that one's going to do too much different that I would have to have it. And also, I'm hoping after that one's out for a while and everybody buys it, that Joying might push out an update for this one. They might not. It's getting a little long in the tooth anyway. It's getting old, but they may. So just a quick overview. I definitely recommend it. It's smooth, it's snappy, it works good. And, you know, like I said, the Eon wasn't great, so the extra $200 that was spent was well worth it. Definitely a better head unit. This has an HD screen. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's 1280 by 720, I believe, so it's HD resolution, and it's nice and clear. The Eon was 800 by 600, I believe. Beyond this, you can get a Decida as a good head unit as well. But those two, this and the Decida, I think are the best options for the Android head units. All right, guys, I don't want to make this too long. I will see you guys in the next one.